Proven and powerful strategies to improve a study's effectiveness. A summary of science-based tips from Huberman's Lab podcast. Our brains are designed to forget most information received every day. This is actually a good thing. It's like opening up a space to process the next day. What we want is to minimize the natural forgetting that we experience for what we study. One of the most effective tools to prevent forgetting is testing. And testing can be as simple as asking yourself an open-ended question about what you just learned. For example, once your class or even this video is finished, rather than checking your phone, try to recall the details in your mind. For best results, test yourself as soon as possible after learning something, instead of doing it after a few days. After the test, see the correct answers. Even if you can't remember something or your initial answers were wrong, reviewing the correct answers solidifies the correct information and improves the recall. This is something that Huberman wished he knew when he was a student. Multiple studies show that rereading something, even a few times, is far less effective than reading it once and then actively testing yourself. You can, of course, read, test, and again reread and retest, but don't just passively reread the material. Testing may feel intimidating, and you may even underestimate yourself after a test, but self-testing after studying helps lock information into your memory, as if it signals to the brain that, hey, I need to recall this. This information is important to me. Don't forget it. There are two main steps in learning anything. Learning happens because of neuroplasticity. This is our brain's ability to rewire and adapt based on new experiences. And it has two main steps. First, focused attention. Focus requires alertness. If you're not alert, you can't truly focus. Together, focus and alertness signal to the brain that something important is happening. Tell yourself that this information is important to me, and that actually works. Active learning means fully engaging with the material rather than passively absorbing it. To train your mind to focus, do a daily 10-minute mindfulness practice. During the meditation, keep bringing your focus back to your breath. If you don't want to close your eyes, you can train your focus by looking at a specific point. And whenever you lose focus, keep returning your attention back to this point. This repeated refocusing strengthens your ability to concentrate. Remember, focus is a skill, and it can be improved quickly with practice. The second step in the process of learning is sleep. The real changes in the brain don't actually happen during the study time. These changes mainly happen during deep sleep. This is known as the first night effect. The information learned during the day consolidates during sleep that first night. The gap effect. Taking short deliberate pauses during study sessions help your brain consolidate new information. These breaks give the brain time to replay and strengthen what you have just learned. Anecdotes or unrelated comments during teaching, like mention of a quick story about a pet, acts as a mental gap and also help integrate new information in a memorable way. Use emotions. Experiences that create intense emotions, especially negative ones, are remembered more vividly. This is what happens in PTSD. High-intensity emotions like joy or fear create one-trial learning, which means we remember them after one single exposure. In medieval times, students sometimes were thrown into cold water after a learning session. This was to boost adrenaline to make sure that the learning is more memorable. Teachers who evoke emotions, like making jokes or sharing personal anecdotes, may activate emotional responses, reinforcing a student's memory. Lastly, here are 6 study habits of top-performing students seen in the research. 1. Set a study schedule. Block out specific times for studying each day. As you stay awake, more sleep pressure builds up. So scheduling a study time when you're most alert and focused is essential. Ideally, keep your study schedule consistent each day. This will train your brain to focus better at those times. 2. Eliminate distractions. Turn off your phone and study alone. Group study can work for some people, but top-performing students typically study solo. Use focused study blocks. If you study for 3 or 4 hours, break it up into 2 or 3 shorter sessions to keep your focus sharp. 4. Stick to a routine. Study at least 5 days a week to create a steady rhythm. 5. Teach what you have learned. Students who learn alone and then teach their classmates vastly outperform others. Teaching reinforces recall and understanding. Huberman said in his laboratory he adopted this rule. Watch one, do one, teach one. 6. Attach your study efforts to a bigger purpose. to help with long-term motivation. If this video helped you, make sure to subscribe and join us next time for more science-based tips.